What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. I hope you're having a very good day today. Just kind of busy here. Meant to get this stream started just a little bit sooner. I'm gonna sit down today and talk with some friends about just about some comic books and different things like that. I hope you're all doing very well today. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about some comics. Gonna have Chris from Chaos and Comics and Dylan from Dylan's Comic Book Rants. Sorry, everything's running a little bit behind because well, I've been slacking here just a little bit, just a little bit. And believe me, I've had plenty of time to get all this stuff taken care of and all everything sorted out. It's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day, but I hope you're all having a very good day today. What we're going to be talking about is we're going to talk about some comic books. Imagine that. We're going to talk about some comic books, and then we're also going to get into some of our just some of our favorite comic books that we've read for the week. We're going to talk about our favorite indies, and of course, we're probably going to end up talking about some of the Dawn of X series out there that's been going on as well. So. Yeah, just waiting for a minute to get all these guys in here. I know it's gonna be just a minute because I've kind of been slacking here, guys, and it's all on me. It's all on me. But I hope you're all having a very good day. And in case you guys don't know, this should be streaming on Facebook as well. It looks like should be doing a multi-stream here. We're going to be going through be going to Facebook, and it's also going to be going live here on here on YouTube as well. So make sure that you smash that like button. And if you're not subscribed to me over on Facebook, why not? You should be, right? Anyway, let's see how this is working here. With all this stuff, I hope you're all having a very good day. And like I said, I haven't ever tried this thing before. Going through streaming through Facebook with this StreamYards or anything. So I'm not for sure if it's going through or how all that works, man. It's really kind of hard to say since I've never done it before. What do I need to do? Do I need to do anything? Let me see here. Let's see if it's showing anything. I wonder if it's gonna make me do all kinds of other stuff. I don't know how it works, man. I don't know how it works. But let's see if any of the gang has joined us here yet. No, not yet. We're gonna wait for just a minute. And if you guys have any questions, questions about different comic books or anything out there, make sure to leave some questions down in the comments below. I'm actually gonna be working on some videos. I found some videos that I want to work on. That I want to work on just due to some other content and creators and things that I've seen out there going on. So it should be fun. It should be fun. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get this going live on Facebook as well. Let's see. Did we get Dylan here yet? What is up, Dylan? How are you doing, my brother? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you, my guy? Glad to be here as always.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah, I should be here any moment.
Right on. Oh man, and look, the way I'm sharing my screen and everything on here, you guys are seeing. Okay, let's see if I can get this all fixed on here. How this is gonna work out.
You might not be hearing me as well. Hold on, let me switch these damn settings, dude. Fucking always changing it.
Oh, why? What happened?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes they'll like put default microphone. I don't know. Do I
Oh,
sound better now? And it
um,
should be like they used to have where the settings would show my microphone. It would say like Yeti microphone device, and I would click that. Now it changed it to like this default microphone. Like it shows the Pro Stream webcam microphone, but it doesn't show my Yeti. So I usually am like I think it's the advanced audio. I don't know.
all right, interesting. I can't say
It's
that I know enough about that.
I don't know why they changed it because it's pretty annoying. Like the way it was perfect because I would know exactly which microphone.
Right on. Yeah, and yeah, see, I'm working. I'm here. I'm not sure if you're
Oh,
watching, if you're watching this live, but I'm kind of messing with everything here as we're streaming right now on the live stream because I'm kind of running this through OBS and through StreamYards.
yeah. I was trying to figure out some stuff for OBS today actually. I want to start using that to so I don't have to use StreamYard as much. Are you
Yeah.
using OBS?
Yeah.
Oh, you use do you not pay for StreamYard?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you get all this like extra stuff because of OBS? But okay, I got you.
Okay, now let's see here if I can
Yeah, I
get
wish
this
I
right
could
now.
afford it, but they get you, man. They try to charge you 20, but you gotta pay like 300 up front, or you could pay $30 a month, and it's like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
see if I can do this simulcast through Facebook and through YouTube at the same time. And I know if you pay for like the super ultimate deluxe version, they do all that for you.
We got chaos in the building.
What's up, man?
I hear a echo. Is there an echo?
There might be.
There is.
I gotta hear you talk more.
I'm wondering. I wonder if that's coming from me, maybe. It very well could be.
Checking my stuff.
That's weird. Oh, we're not live, are we? Are we live? I was gonna say there's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
time
we're
to
live.
chat.
We're live, but it's streaming through Facebook
Just Facebook?
and through YouTube at the same time.
No, we just went live now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just went
I
live
thought we
now.
were live before because I was like, there's no chats or chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say the chat would come through Facebook at this point because I've got StreamYards running through Facebook and then this running into YouTube.
Right.
So we're gonna see
I still hear the
this is a
echo.
test run, folks.
I don't know if I hear it. It might be something with your setting, or do you have a page open, bro?
I don't.
Unless it's me.
I'm
It
not
shouldn't
sure.
be me.
I heard it when I came on before.
I see now it's echoing. Now it's echoing a lot.
I don't hear shit.
Well, see if it's me, Trinity. Try to drop it off for a second. But I'm in the same
Or here, I'll
same
mute
settings that I
myself.
had before.
You know, I went through the same exact thing yesterday too. I wonder if that's it.
Yeah, but am I muted? I don't hear anything now. Now there's no echo.
Okay.
I muted myself.
Okay.
No, I think
So
we're good now.
is it me then?
No. Maybe it is you, Dylan.
This fucking
Mute yourself again.
All right.
Not anymore. I'll mute myself right now and let me know.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear an echo now.
I don't. So I don't know.
Yeah, I won't confess to know. I won't confess to know all this stuff too well, man. I won't confess to know all this stuff too well.
Yeah, we don't hear it.
Huh?
Are you back, Dylan?
Oh.
No, we don't hear an echo now.
All right. Let's see if I can get. And again, guys, sorry about kind of messing around with everything here on the live stream, trying to get all this stuff right, bring you guys a little bit better show, and I should have spent a little more time getting this right. Oh, okay. Looks like he took himself
Did he
back
drop
to the
off?
game really quick.
Well, go ahead. I guess start up.
Yeah,
Introduce
so-
everything. Do your.
So how's your week been? What was your comic book haul like this week, Chris?
It was a decent size. I'm starting to though wind down on some stuff. You know, like some stuff's ended. Got to like the mini series has gotten to number 5. I'm trying to not buy as many number 1s and maybe switch over to trades because a lot of the stuff, you know, a lot of the indie stuff I read, you know, I probably would have understood this a lot. I mean, I understood it fine, but something like this Triage at Dark Horse, it would have come together better if I just read it in a trade, you know. So it's been pretty good for me. How about you?
Had a relatively small week, which I've kind of been liking that through January. I'm glad they've been I haven't been having very large weeks here over this month. But yeah, I got a few, and then I grabbed a couple from the shop to do some reviews on. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think this was really about all I had, like 5-6 issues. You know, and 2 of these are ones that I'm doing reviews on here. But yeah, not too many. Of course, I think 3 of the Marvel books aren't on here, but yeah, I got Folklords this week. I got Once and Future, Heist or How to Steal a
got those.
Planet, and Vampire State Building. Okay, there we go. Looks like
I got a decent stack. I've been grabbing though more. I was skipping these. I've been grabbing more of the True Believer books.
Yeah,
So-
how could you pass up on that dollar Dracula?
I couldn't.
How is it now? I don't know how there would be an echo because I was just on pop-up shop, but fucking stupid settings is always.
Yeah, definitely hearing. I think it is an echo coming from your side, maybe.
For me, this is
think so.
crazy, bro. I was just using it on JB's. No one said shit. I'm
I
gonna,
saw
like,
you
get,
on
I'm gonna get
JB's
like
channel.
heated, bro.
You got earbuds? Just throw them in earbuds.
Yeah, fuck earbuds. You still hear it?
I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. It looks like we got Tom's Comic Book Reviews, James Clark Artist, True Slav Fan, Dog School, Tommy. Let's see, Zach Bolton, Fenrir Fire, Bite and Touch. And let's see, I Am True Skills. Thank you guys so much for being here. 1-2 comments.
Yo, I don't even see a live chat. I don't know what the hell is going on.
That's because the live chat through StreamYards would be coming through Facebook. So it'd be if there's anybody. Oh, see, there we go. It'd be if there's somebody on Facebook coming onto it or not.
That's stupid though. It should be on. Why the hell is...
Because I'm running this the stream
I
is
see
running
what you're
through YouTube through OBS. So the only comments that you'll see is because it's going through Facebook.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying it's... I don't know why the hell StreamYard still wouldn't have it up, but...
Because StreamYard is streaming to Facebook and there's nobody in the Facebook that's commenting is why that would be.
Yo, I hear an echo from you
From
when I'm listening. Yeah. Because I hear myself talking and I don't hear an echo, but when you talk, I'm hearing an echo in my headphone.
Yeah, me too.
So that's happening, Dylan, but it turns off for both. I hear my own echo, but they turn off when you mute.
Yeah. See that? Because I think right now, like, see, there we go, right there. You're not hearing mute, but then we'll turn you back on, and I can hear it again.
Yeah, and Dylan, you don't have an echo, but me and Trinity echo when you're not muted. So I don't know how the logic works there. I'd have to sit and...
Yeah, if it ain't one thing, it's another, man.
Yeah.
But so, what was your what do you guys have any comic book any indie comic book recommendations to make for the day? Anything you've been reading?
I do.
In particular?
I got one. So this is, man, I got a couple. Actually, that's almost all I got. So we'll probably talk about this, so I'll hold off on it. That'll almost for sure be someone's pick. If not, it'll be my runner-up. First one I got is, I'm a big Alterna fan, and this is Blood Realm. Now, I bought these individually. There were 3 issues. But Alterna's pretty famous in the indie world for the newsprint. So this is old school newsprint. And issues are normally like between $1.50 and $1.99. So this is like almost their sort of idea of a trade paperback.
Okay.
And it's $4.99 for 80 pages. It's got some weird ass, this really weird ass artwork inside of it. A lot of like reds and strong blacks and stuff. And I really love this. Is this so? I thought you guys both dropped off. I really love this book, and I'll I bought this even though I own like the first prints and the copies. Original, they're when they came out. I'm gonna give this a read in one sitting instead of waiting over the months. And then my other indie book is sort of like my namesake, I guess. I like the old 90s chaos stuff, so I've been avoiding like IDW or Dynamite, whoever owns these characters now. But this Perillo cover looked pretty cool. This is the only color cover but I did this week. But then I read it and I really liked it. So Red Sonja and Chaos, that's a Perillo cover there. And then I ended up reading it and it was cool. And I also like it. This is the same comic, but it's the homage cover. So I thought that was pretty awesome too. So this one ended up being really cool. I mean, I'm still trying to think of what my pick of the week is, and this one was surprisingly good, especially if you like the old 90s, Evil Ernie, Lady Death, Chastity, Purgatory, if you were into those characters back in the day. So
All right.
yeah. So how about you? What was your need? Do you have one?
Um, like indie book of the week. You know what? I'd probably have to say Once in Future has been really good.
You still hear it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking flip shit, bro.
It makes me wonder if your volume is turned too high, or maybe your microphone gain is too high, like the sensitivity on it.
Nah,
But
it's the same. It always is.
Once in Future, I've really been liking. Now this one turned into an ongoing series when it was originally planned as a mini series. I really like this, but the one thing the story here is really good. The one thing I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about, and I was talking about this yesterday, is the coloring. Tamara Bonavillin has done just a fan-freaking tabulous job doing the coloring on this book. Like you can see it in some of the panels. You can see it on the covers that she's been doing. Just the coloring on this book has been just absolutely great. And
I like the tones too.
I'm gonna mess with some settings, bro. Let me know if you stop hearing it, so I know that I did something right.
All right.
But you still hear
You
it?
want him?
A
We
little
do.
bit.
No, because it's gonna. Obviously, it only works. It's doing it when I'm gonna change something with my microphone. I don't know why it's doing this. It's always on the same settings. So,
Mhm.
what about now?
I don't know.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Dude, it just fucking. You know what it was? It automatic. For some reason, it clicked my audio processing.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're good.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
perfect
cool.
now.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
But yeah.
So let's talk. Let's go back to that coloring because I agree. It's like the right tone, right? It's not even. It has these like bright colors, like the strong bright colors, but then he keeps it like then it tones down like so it's dark.
Yeah, like even stuff like this, like in this panel. I mean, you see the hair, you see all the little bubbles there that are kind of showing the different realm. That I don't know, just all the different coloring that Tamara Bonavillin is doing in this book has just been freaking fantastic.
Here's that action
One,
shot.
I'm so mad that I wasn't able to get for my shop because this is one I love King Arthur stories too, and I probably should have got one of those third printings and fourths, and I figured I'm gonna get the third printing, and then I'm not gonna be able to get the second or third or something. I need this story, bro. I'm so salt because Boom is awesome.
Yeah, and their books they're really beautiful, and like I said, the coloring in this book has just been absolutely great. I mean, and it's good because the art in the book is really nice too, and then you combine it with Tamara Bonavillin, just awesome coloring. I don't know, this book is really good. Now, this story wise, I think the first few issues were really good, and I feel like 5 and 6 feel almost like they were kind of rushed almost.
Really? I thought this. I'm more afraid of the next arc. I thought it was pretty well paced for me. I enjoyed it throughout. I think I think like the initial issue was pretty exciting, like the idea behind it. And then I remember the second issue being, oh, okay, this is just going to be an adventure. But then after that, I felt really good about it. What did you feel was rushed? Like he just suddenly was able to fight?
I think like once they got to like I think it was the like when he got the sword, when he got Excalibur, and they went to join the fight against to start fighting King Arthur and all that stuff. I feel like these last two issues it seemed really rushed, like it was just kind of like bam, 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 and it didn't really take time to like fill us in on a lot of that, And even the action in this book, while it was cool, it almost seemed too short lived, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. I guess I could see it. I mean, I know you still enjoyed it. You just saw that at the end. In general, I'd say I'd like the pacing, but I could see from what you're like from your point of view, what you're saying. I think if I look back on it, I guess if he did go from like nerdy guy that never seen this stuff before to being able to like kill demons with a sword,
right,
very easily, pretty quickly. I don't want to bring this up, but it almost feels like the way people complain about Ray in the first movie,
right.
Yeah, let's not explode on that topic, but it was a little bit like that. I was like, well, hey, you were just in the desert, and now you can use a lightsaber. He did sort of do that in this book, but other than that, though, I still like it. I'm really excited that they're going to continue on. Um, I think you could tell too that this was supposed to be a mini series, and he kept it the 6 issues because there's only one page at the very end that makes you go, oh, this is going to continue on. So I'd say, Dylan, this is definitely worth a trade by finding
Yeah.
the trade somewhere. You know what I mean?
Especially now it's getting a second series as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it 6 or
Yeah,
7 issues?
It's six for the first arc, and because I think the trade paperback is coming out next month, I believe.
Really? I
Yeah.
yeah.
wonder if they do a good price like Image does. I doubt it though, but really is it? You think it's excuse me? You think it's a better trade read? You think it's a perfect
Yeah,
trade read, Chaos?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's a better trade read.
I love
But I
what
mean,
Boom's
I'm starting
doing.
to think that about everything now. So I'm starting to think like, why am I even reading stuff week?
Trades are awesome though, but it's just that I love single issues. But you hear about it,
So do I.
you hear the next Tinian, Boom Studios book coming out. I
No,
think
what
it's
is
called
that?
like Wind it's like Wind. I'll send you a picture on IG, brother.
All right.
I think it's I'll send it to both. I'll send it in the group chat. I think it's a passion project. I just heard about it today on Rock and Robbie's like weekly news thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a
Mhm.
passion project that he's like had the idea since he was like 18 years old or something. But it kind of like the cover kind of gave me folklore vibes in a way. It could be something totally different, just like it's about a kid in like this town or something. But it looks awesome, bro. I'm excited because I'm probably gonna be picking up like anything Boom does this year. Like number one, new story arcs, like that King of Nowhere looks awesome. Like
You
it looks
said
like
you said it is a Boom comic.
Mhm. It's like WYND. I screenshotted it earlier.
Hmm.
Uh,
WYND.
Wind. Okay, so it's not coming out in April though, because the only thing he has coming out from Boom in April is
Oh wait,
something is killing the
I
children.
thought it was April. Hmm. Here, I'm
We'll
sending
look
it.
it up. We'll talk about that for sure. Anything he does
Yeah, I'm
is worth
sending it
talking
in
about.
the. Yeah, I'm sending it in the link right now. And there's like
What's
dude doing Marvel Zombies and another. Yeah, forget it. I'll just send it in the
you got
chat.
a you you got an indie of the week?
Me? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Me. Oh, actually, I got like. I probably got me. I'd sit here. Let me grab them both. I would say. So I think I only got like 3 indies this week. Sadly, I wish I could have got Folklords and Once in Future, but I didn't get Folklords. But I've been reading it digital, so it's awesome. But I actually
Yeah.
have Once in Future. I actually can. I don't even need to read the trade because I can read it digital. Yeah, through my
Yeah.
library card. Um, I'd say I'm gonna start with this one because I feel like a lot of people aren't messing with this, but the Kill Lock. It's kind
Okay.
of like the guy who Livio Raimondelli, I believe his name is. He draws like the Transformers books. This guy, he wrote, created, and he draws the entire book. The only thing he doesn't do is the letters. It's on issue 2. It's only going to be a 6 issue mini series, I believe. It might be 5. I think it's 6 though. And it's basically about like these group of robots that are kind of they're kind of tagged as criminals, and one of the robots kind of he was just kind of like a glitch in the system, so they kind of just like threw him away and threw this kill lock program on him. But basically, long story short, the kill lock program basically is like they put these criminals in a group, and it's like this lock. So if one of these criminals dies, they all die, like all of them, this whole group. So if one dies, they all die, and they kind of have to band together to basically, get this kill lock removed. And like the one kid on issue 1, the cover, he's like a little robot, and he's the one who he hasn't even committed a crime, so he kind of is, just been screwed because they said he was like a failure to the system. Like I'm trying to think of the word for a robot, like I don't know, like he was like a test robot, and they didn't like what it came out from him, so they just threw him away and just threw him on this kill lock program. So if these like actual criminals were to die, like one of them dies, he gets killed, and you know what I'm saying, he didn't do anything wrong. So they kind of want to get justice in a way for him. And some of these robots, man, are just awesome, dude. Like there's one that's called like the Wraith, and he is just like straight badass. Like and honestly, dude, this book is worth it just for the art, I'd say. But honestly, Livio Raimondelli, he does like, even Bueller did a review on it, and he was like, robots, you kind of don't get emotions for them because they're robots. But he's like, by the end of this, he's like, I was invested in these robots.
Uh-oh.
What? Did we lose him?
And I
Oh
don't think
no,
a lot
just must have froze up for a
of
second.
my Wi-Fi's been messing up today, man. But like look at this big ass robot. The artwork is just fantastic, and it's well written, I'd say, man. And if you're a Transformers fan, I think it's one that you would definitely like. It's not like Transformers. The only thing that's really, related to Transformers is that the guy who writes and draws it, he does a lot of Transformers artwork. Um, Other than that, the story is nothing like that, besides it being robots. But like the four robots is the one is the kid, a true innocent, unfinished model, sentenced for being defective in the eyes of society, demanding perfection. The Wraith, a feared warrior, the Wraith Legion, a casting crusading army after centuries of noble service, sentenced for a lapse in obedience on the battlefield. The Laborer, a work of the least respected class of robots, sentenced for a crippling personal addiction and the horrific accident it caused. The Artisan, intelligent, psychotic, and mentally superior by morally vapid, a previous shining example of his race's engineering mastery, now sentenced for his murderous cruelty. And that Artisan one, he's like he's psychotic for sure, and he's like always doing crazy shit, man. Like he don't care what happens. Like he'll make up lies and he'll be like, yeah, so about what I said, yeah, they're all about to die. It's it's well written, man, and you don't gotta worry because I believe all 6 issues are already written. But this would be my second book. Well, I can.
Your the kill lock, that kill lock you sold me on kill lock though. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that sort of slip in.
I guarantee
Um,
you can get both issues still because I didn't, or I was late to it, so I got issue 1 like last week, and then issue 2 came.
and then it came. I didn't even see that on the. I'm looking at the cover like on my phone. I didn't even see that on
Yeah,
the shelf. Like almost like
yeah,
none of the LCSs I go to.
dude.
I might read. I might pick that up.
I'll
It's
tell
only
dude.
$1. It's only $1.50 on Comixology.
Dude, the first
Yeah, that
page,
one.
like the first, it's not technically the first page, but the second page is a huge spreadsheet, and it is absolutely gorgeous, bro. Like, dude.
We have different definitions of spreadsheet.
Well, I mean, I probably just said the wrong word.
You
Because
know,
I'm saying it on the fly. What would you call this? Just so I can know in the future.
you mean a splash page? You mean a splash
Splash
page?
page. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not a pro. I'm not a pro like you,
I
kid.
know, I know, I know, I know.
I still need
I
to learn.
literally thought though, because we were talking about robots, dude. I literally thought you were gonna like the first page was gonna be a spreadsheet with information in it. That's what I was.
I'm sorry. I completely said that wrong like an idiot. Sometimes I just mess up with the words sometimes, man.
No, you're good, dude. I knew you were. I just give everyone a hard time. I
I'm
guess
still
that's my
learning
thing.
from my master, man. I'm still learning. I'm still a young Padawan.
Hey, I'm
So
there with
you're
you,
one of
man.
the only people I know reading The Mask,
Yeah,
and you
I
had
got
great
my
things to say
review.
about it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's absolutely like batshit crazy. I mean, I love Jim Carrey's Mask, and this shit is just it is nothing like that, but it is just like a rated R It's like an X-rated version almost. It goes a little far with all the politics shit, but I really kind of just throw that shit out the window and just laugh at it. Um, but I just can't believe like somebody wrote this, man. Like some of the stuff that's being said in this, like it's just crazy. It's actually one of my probably out of my single reviews I do, I think I get the most views for this series. So that's why I've been keeping up and trying to do this. I probably will actually do my review tomorrow for it. or maybe tonight if I have the time. But dude, it's just like it's crazy, man. It is so fun. It is literally like it's out of this world. It is out of this world, and it's dark. It's gritty. Um, and he's
The
always
writer's
whispering.
very the writer, I guess the writer's pretty controversial on that,
I was,
but I'm not sure from which. Yeah, I'm not sure from which direction, but I know because everyone's boycotting everything, and I never know whether it's because I don't know why.
Oh.
Sometimes they're like they boycott. I'm like, oh, is that a comics guy or is that a leftist guy? Like
yeah.
I forget sometimes why, like. But that writer, someone hates that writer. I don't know enough about it, and I don't know that if he's woke or comics gate. I can't remember which one it was. So, but I'll definitely read it because I don't mind either one. So,
It's only it just
um,
ended. It just this was the last issue. It's only 4 issues, so
Yeah.
yeah, he does it in yeah, he does 4 issue. He does miniseries and stuff, and I've heard good things. So I mean, I say it about everything though. Like how many I say like I'm gonna read it in trade. I have like this. I'm looking at a bookshelf of trades that I've maybe read 60% of them.
like I guarantee
Maybe
I had one person, he watched my reviews and then he's like, "This book is
I've
absolute
read that
garbage." And I'm like, "So why if this book is absolute garbage, why are you watching a review on it?" I wanted to be like, uh, dude, what are you waiting for me to agree with you? Or were you looking through videos to be like, "Oh my God, who totally agrees with me? Who totally everybody's got to agree with me." And just because I don't, the politics shit goes over my head. I could get annoyed by it, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I just
yeah. If
want a
someone
fun
came
story,
to your
and that
review,
is crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. If someone came to your review on YouTube, then it's that the writer's probably leftist. If I were to, I'm just gonna take a wild guess.
I
If
love
they
it.
come to you and
Cra-
you, Twitter could be either one,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
He said it's like all the shit he's saying, dude. It's like it just sounds like what the mask would say if he ran for president. It's like I don't know, like it's a book. It's a book, man. It's like even like the shit he's saying, it doesn't really I can see how he's kind of throwing shade at maybe some of the ways that politics is, but then it's just like this shit goes so over the
Wild.
head, you know what I'm saying? It's wild. Yeah, you're just like you know what I'm saying? It's just too much fun. You're just like, yeah, okay. You just laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? I just had so much fun with it.
Dude,
I think it's
Trinity. Dylan sold me on 2 books. I'm gonna have to ask it. Like at least Trinity showed a book I already bought. Like, that I already liked. So like
you're
you're trying
you're
to like
killing my
cut
lore,
down.
Dylan.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut down here. And
Nice.
those are 2 books too that I doubt will be because I'm also trying to like hit the library more. They have more of the
Yeah,
the stuff that is classic for sure. And
right.
the 2 books he showed too, I doubt show up at the library anytime soon. So
Right.
Yeah.
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 Especially this one.
Well, I'm sure the old masks. I'm sure his older
Oh
stuff is
yeah.
at the library. Yeah.
Well, somebody a
I'm
long
sure.
time ago
My library's
mentioned
dude. My library's great for graphic novels and stuff. I mean, I can get anything. I feel like I get almost anything so long as it's like a year old. That's not
another one.
indie, dude.
Another one I'm trying to sell you. Hey, it's Hill House Comics. It's like Vertigo.
If that's your pick if that's the pick of the week, you gotta hold it. You gotta hold off on it. I don't. What's next, Trinity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Is pick of the week next.
Okay.
And it looks like Dylan already started off with the basket full of heads. Is that one that came out this week, Dylan?
Yes, sir. I actually have my whole little pile of all the books. It's
Well,
like
what's your
all
pick of the week, though? Oh, you got a big
yeah,
stack too.
Yeah.
It is. That's the best book of the week. Wow.
yeah. I love it. It's been so cool. It reminds me a way. It reminds me kind of of Lock and Key in a way, like kind of like how the art is done. I'm trying to think. It's just been like it's like a horror book in a way, but it's totally trying to think. It's totally it has shades of funny shit in it. Like there's
Well, horror
talking
should
like
have that.
yeah, it's horror, but it's not really that horrific. It's kind of I don't know. In a way, it's like thrillerish, but here, let me.
Is that the
We
one?
like
Is
a
that one
better
that's
one.
actually written by Joe Hill?
Yes, yes. This
Okay.
and the only big reason why I've been picking up every one is because there's like a bonus story called Sea Dogs that he also writes, and it's like about like pirates and
So
werewolves.
that's how they're
So
getting you.
Hmm.
yeah, that's
That's how
how
they're
they're
getting
getting
you.
me because honestly, I don't really care for like Rockin' Robbie said he didn't like issue 1 of Low Woods, but then issue 2 he really liked. I still don't really like it. I think the best thing about it was the Sea Dog story in the back, which was 2 pages, and then this awesome cover. I just haven't been feeling it. Daphne and Byrne, I can't really judge. I did enjoy issue 1, but we only got 1 issue, so it's hard to really say. Dollhouse Family would be my second favorite, and I didn't really like that at first until issue 2. Issue 2 really brought me in because it kind of goes back and forth from like 18. It goes back, which was kind of confusing. It went from like early 1800s to like uh, late 1900s, and it's kind of like all about this family, and it just goes back and forth. And sometimes you're just like, okay, what the hell is going on? But issue 2 I really enjoyed, and
So that's
that
why I
would be
didn't buy Joe. That's why I didn't buy those because I didn't need another. Are you buying the Joe Hill comics, Trinity?
No, no, I don't really read a
No,
whole
I
lot
didn't
of
need another.
DC.
Yeah, I didn't need another imprint. I didn't need another imprint to bring me in. Like I'm picking up most of the Star Wars books, even if they suck. Obviously, all the X-Men books. As soon as I saw Joe Hill, I'm like, oh, you're gonna try to get me. I knew a bunch more were gonna pop up too. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta like wait, see what's good, and then read it. Read it on the rewind or something. Read it some other time.
that's why I said to just get the basket full of heads, because I know you like Lock and Key, and that's the one he is writing. Maybe they'll do like a trade for Sea Dogs when it finally like, because each issue is like 2 pages. So uh, I don't know how much longer. Like I don't know. They got me sucked in now because I want to see what's going on with Lolo Wood or Sea Dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
nice.
stuck, dude.
Me? Yeah, I know. So stuck because as soon as I was like, yeah, I want to drop Lolo Woods, and then I'm like, then I won't get to read Sea Dogs.
Yeah. If it ain't
I
one
mean,
thing,
I
it's
could.
another, man. That's that's
Yeah.
that's why I've been enjoying more indies lately, because like indies. I mean, I don't know, just get a little bit better stories,
Well,
and plus it's something else out of the realm. It seems like like the big two out of Marvel and DC, it's mostly superheroes.
well,
So
these
when
aren't
they do
like that at
something
all, though.
different, it's
They're
nice.
completely. That's why I actually got these, because I'm big into horror, and they're nothing like that. They're nothing like superheroes. They're almost like DC indie. It's like DC Vertigo, but it's Hill House. It's all horror based. They're all new stories, and they're all actually 5 to 6 issues. So it's not that bad. I'm only gonna be on Low Woods for 3 more issues. Basket Full of Heads is 7. That's the longest one. So it's not like you're uh what am I saying? You're getting held down to like ongoing. All of these are ongoings, like Dawn of X, which that's even worse.
Uh,
Well, I'm stuck in Dawn of X and Hill House.
yeah, yeah, and what about you? You got a pick of the week, Chris?
Um, so I'm well, just to continue what you started talking about right there was I mean I what here's my cycle for most of my life is I start cutting out like superhero stuff, but I still remember it. It's part of comics. It's part of who we are. And then I find these writers I like, and then they start writing Thor and Venom and Doctor Strange. So in this last like 4 years, I was reading Southern Bastards by Jason Aaron. I was reading God Country by Donny Cates. Donny Cates wrote a comic. The way I found Donny Cates years ago is Donny Cates wrote a comic with that band Toadies. You remember the band Toadies, right, Trinity?
I
From
don't
the
think so.
90s. You know the song, Possum Kingdom for sure. Anyway, you know it without a doubt. And
Okay.
anyway, I'm watching this band and I see they have a comic on their merch table. I pick it up, and at the time, I didn't know who Donny Cates was. I thought, oh, he just wrote a comic with like his buddy or something. And then these guys get signed, to Marvel or they start doing Thor, or I find out they're doing Thor or whatever, right? And then you get sort of stuck in it. And now I feel like I'm at sort of at the end where I'm like reading a few things here and there. I probably would stick with Venom the whole way, but I've been enjoying the indies a lot more too. With that
Yeah.
said, my pick of the week is
I'm
going to
dropping
be,
so many of the big two to read indies this year.
yeah, they're just better. And
Yeah.
man, I have like, okay, so I'm not going to do an indie after that speech just because this would have been it. Folklores would have been it. Um, the
I
other
want
indie
to
I
read.
would do, but it's just really bad for a stream is one I posted on Instagram called Colonia. It was one that,
Oh,
you know, I get so jealous of people that are getting their comics on Tuesdays. I was like, I'm up at midnight, like finding indie books that are like $1 on Comixology. And so one of them I found was called Colonia, and it was cool as hell. That would be my pick of the week. It's
it looks
literally a
cool.
dollar online. Yeah,
Nice.
and it was very very good. But I'm gonna just go with after that speech about how hipster I am about indies. I'm gonna
I'm
go
glad
with
I see it because I was debating on switching it when I said I was like, oh my, because I have mine right here. I was like, actually, I think I should have switched it.
if you would have done this one, I would have gone with Folklords. But this is pretty good. I'm a child of the '90s, so I don't care. So actually, Venom's been really good. But for the most of my life, Ghost Rider and Venom and what I call cover art characters. There's a couple other ones. You know, have been very pulp, just fun to read comic books, just throwback stuff. But this is very good, and it sets I've heard people saying that since Donny Cates, and I think me and Dylan talked about it a little bit on Instagram, since Donny Cates is not writing
Yeah.
it, that it's not important. It's just a throwaway book, The Good Son, Web of Venom. But
Yeah.
I don't think it is because it sets these kids to what they're going to be in the future. I think. In fact, I'm disappointed that it's in a separate book because Dylan, who you know, spoiler alert, we find out is Eddie Brock's son and has some kind of weird symbiote powers. He destroyed Carnage and Absolute Carnage, or was part of that. Or he didn't destroy Carnage. He destroyed Norman. He destroyed somebody. Anyway, he's powerful. We don't know
Norman
why.
Osborn, who thought
Yeah,
he
he
was
destroyed
Cletus
Norman.
Cassidy.
Exactly. So he's been all innocent and you know, sort of almost the kid that Venom has to save. And now that Venom's off on an island, this book shows Norman and Dylan, and it's sort of like getting into their characters a little bit better. And it's in fact going to be very strange for the Venom readers that skipped this book because I think we're going to get to Venom whatever they're going to show him, and he's gonna suddenly be a little sketchy, you know. Sleeper's in this, who's a symbiote that's pretty much alone. He's been holding a dead Kree in him for a long time, and now he's walking around like a cat. He seems like he might be afraid of Dylan because he knows that Dylan has this kind of power, you know, against symbiotes and stuff. So it was a real well paced book. I'm starting to I'm starting slowly to. I have a complaint right now too. I'm starting slowly to be against the 4.99 books, even though I get more pages. Um, that's starting to annoy me. But I can't remember what book it is. But there's a book in here that's 4.99, and
It
maybe
should
it
have
was the Conan book. It was 4.99. It was only 20 pages, which makes me want to tear it up. Except I paid 4.99 for it, so it's safe for now.
been.
But I'm gonna go with this for my pick of the week. I like the Dylan character. I understand that they need to do some stuff on the side because Venom's not really in it. Other symbiotes are, but Venom's not in it, so it's hard to do that in a Venom book, I suppose. But I enjoyed it, and that is my pick of the week, mostly because Dylan didn't pick it. Otherwise, it would have been Folklords.
Well, thank
Nice.
you, because I did. I told Trinity, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about uh, the Good Son. I want to talk about that because it had to be talked about." I'm so glad you did.
Yeah,
We actually did talk last week on here. I mentioned it, and we said, "Oh, is Donny Cates writing it?" And we were like, nah," and we were like, "Okay, we're not getting it." But
yeah. Well,
thank
I
you
was gonna get it for
for
sure.
showing my poll. It's a long-term play, I'd say. I think it's a long-term play, and I'm actually a big fan of the movie, The Good Son. So Dylan taking
Oh
on the
yeah,
Macaulay Culkin role is kind of funny.
that
Um,
is.
I might even snag up a second copy. I mean, it sucks it's 10, but you do get two stories in it. It was a pretty thick book, I'd say. You get both. You
It
get to
was.
kind of figure out. I don't know how before we go to the next thing, how important do you think that stuff in the back about Sleeper is though? Is that kind of just filler? I would say it might.
No, you know what? I didn't read first. So that story is from First Host, and
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
and I have issues like 2 through 5 or 2 through 6. So I've never actually read it. I know about it just from like talking about symbiotes in the last
Yeah.
year or so. So I'm not even sure what planet he got to, if that was Clintar or not. So I mean, he might have even some crazier stuff going on. But yeah, I'm interested in it. For people that aren't reading Venom, though, we're getting way in the weeds. Like people don't know what's going on, and it turns out that the book's been good. I mean, 22 issues of it have been good, and so have the side books. And it was my favorite. I mean, all event. Well, I guess it wasn't my favorite event. House of X was still my favorite event, but um, I mean, it was an event that didn't disappoint me. Absolute carnage. Some people are complaining that that the Knoll thing is being too stretched out. That we heard about him 21 issues ago or something, and we were probably not going to hear about him until probably next year. To be honest, probably not getting to Earth. But I think that there's some crazy stuff happening in between. So,
Hmm.
who's next?
Nice.
Pick of the week.
Trinity, you're up, brother.
Um, God, didn't I already say? Oh, I'm pretty sure I did not already say pick of the week. I thought I did. I thought I did.
Well, if it's Once in Future, you talked about it as your indie book.
I was gonna say I think I was gonna say I think that was really kind of it, just because I really did like that. I mean, also actually I did okay, maybe I should go with Heist or How to Steal a Planet.
Ah,
I thought this one was a really good book. It's on Vault Comics, and I've been trying to think of how to explain this book, and I was kind of explaining it like it's somewhat like a Guardians of the Galaxy meets, I couldn't think of what else, and then I was watching Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and he brought up Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and it kind of reminded me of that. I was like, yeah, I guess it does got like an Ocean's 11 / Guardians of the Galaxy type of feel, where they're trying to basically steal back this planet from this like big corporation that like he himself actually ended up selling it to. Yeah, and he just got out of prison, and there's a whole bunch of people out trying to kill him and everything, and it's really I don't know. It's really crazy. Like like the art in here is really good. I'm not sure what it is about the art, because it's not like the best art in the world, but I think it really helps tell the story here and what's going on. Because it seems like it's kind of a like a like just like a war down like future in the city and everything. Because it's kind of I don't know futuristic dystopian type of future kind of stuff. I mean, the art really matches the story good, and it's something I really been liking. And like issue 1 and 2 kind of felt like issue number 2 kind of felt like it was just dragging on issue number 1 some more as he was putting together his team to pull off this heist. But issue number 3 here really kind of picked it back up and brought it to where I think where it needed to be so far in the story.
So I read number 2. I thought I put it on my pool from the beginning, but only number 2 showed up. So that means that maybe the comic store guy sucked, or maybe I forgot. Maybe I put it on there after the FOC day or something. I don't know. So I have number 2 and I read it, and then when number 3 came into the box, I actually put it back on the shelf. But not because I didn't like it, because I was like, am I going to find number 1? I have number 2, because I really actually did like number 2. I didn't read number 1, so I didn't have that. Obviously I didn't have that feeling that it was just extending it. I thought immediately it was like Ocean's 11 or 12 or 13, or did they have an Ocean's 14? I don't know, but that's the way it felt to me, like a science fiction version of that, and I liked it a lot. So it's definitely something I'm going to buy. I actually think Vault Comics is better than Boom, which is like a scary thing to say, even though Once in Future is my favorite. But I've really loved almost everything that Vault put out, except for a book that was called She Will Destroy or something like that, which was
Okay.
horrible. But
Really?
I think everything else I read from I think everything I've read from Vault I've really liked. But sometimes I get confused. Like Second Coming's not Vault, right? That's Ahoy. That's Ahoy.
Yeah.
That's
I
Ahoy.
think so.
Yeah.
I love
But
that.
everything
I love.
it's great. So
Ooh,
everything I
knew
get
I was
from Vault I
missing one of
love.
my Indies, so I put it in my
Huh?
box. Hey, are you using your webcam, Chris?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you ever mess with the that settings button? You can change the camera resolution. Just because I noticed Tommy said you were a little grainy.
Was I?
Because
Let's see.
sometimes even if you do it, if you don't change the resolution, uh, the picture will just stay the same.
I think it's less my
Because there's
camera
like you
and
can go up
I think it's less my camera and
your
more my
Wi-Fi.
computer. Yeah, or
Uh,
no, it's just the
Uh,
computer I'm using.
I know
yeah.
Because
you
I'm up
got
to
that webcam with the light, so
yeah.
it's no worries. I mean, you still look fine. Just I was just for future references if you want to mess with the settings. So I changed mine to 720.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine's actually on 720, which means it's
Oh,
the computer I'm using right now. So
okay.
Yeah.
No worries, brother.
Gotta love modern technology, man.
yeah,
Right, man.
But so yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and we can probably go ahead and move into some Dawn of X. Did you guys get a chance
Yes,
to read
sir.
both of the titles this
I'm
week, or
excited.
just one
Yeah.
of them?
Oh, you already know, man. I'm excited to know what Chris's thoughts are on Excalibur, but we can do whatever first. I don't
Yeah, let's
care.
let's start let's start with Excalibur.
We
yeah.
got Marauders too.
I think I'm one of the.
Hey, little
I
man.
mean, I've heard a couple people say I've heard a couple people say Excalibur's gotten a little better. I'm the only one though that I think thinks it's been the best the last couple weeks, or last couple issues. So I've been lukewarm on it 1 through 3. As you guys know, I follow this guy. That's who matters to me, Apocalypse.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone says Magneto was right. I say Apocalypse is right. So I might be I might be a little bit too Darwinist over here,
You really
but
going for it. You're the villain.
yeah, I'm the villain. Hey, if you're not strong enough, you're just gonna die. That's the way it works. But I thought this book was awesome. I have to tell you, the way that they've worked with, you know, bringing mutants back, I sort of love it because it's almost like in this book. So, spoiler alert for number 4, the issue, or number 5. In this book, in the book before this, Apocalypse dies because Rogue, sucks the life out of him essentially, and then really in a really cool way now looks like Apocalypse, which I think that's cool. I mean, she either looks like
Yeah.
Apocalypse or like a Insane Clown Posse fan.
Right.
But or both. I mean, Apocalypse looks like an Insane Clown Posse fan. But
Good point.
so I already I read number 5, and it's almost like I care about something else now. I understand that the stakes aren't there or anything, but I mean, Apocalypse rolls out of a cocoon in the first page. You know what I mean? So I'm worrying about other things now. The writer has to be good at other things now, and I think that Teenie Howard has like turned a corner in like the last year or so, like we talked about, I think last week. So now this book, if Apocalypse continues to stay in it, I'll like it because he's doing some schemy, sneaky stuff. So
Yeah.
here, Morgan Le Fay, he's operating on her, and in the issue before this, there's a bunch of stuff about a Y gene. The X gene obviously is what makes people X-Men, but he's doing some weird Y gene stuff. And this last page here is his notes, and he
Yeah.
puts the names in Krakoan. And normally I don't read that shit. Like, I've never read one of these. I don't know if you guys have. Like every Dawn of X book has this. So I never look it up.
The title of the
Yeah,
next issue.
Yeah.
it's the title of the next one. So
Yeah.
but I did look it up for this one, and Monarch, who he just is the guy that he made the king of Otherworld, the
Yeah.
Braddock's brother, that has some crazy
Yeah.
Omega level powers. So that's on his list to test this Y gene stuff out, and I can't remember who else actually. A mutate of advanced age,
I love when he
and
tells Braddock, he's like, "Don't ever interrupt me." He's like, "You might be king, but he's like, don't ever interrupt me again while I'm working."
yeah, so he's pulling strings in the background. I mean, plus
Yeah.
he was involved in that island sex of X-Men issue 2, with the I can't remember how they pronounce the name. Viscani. I can't remember how they pronounce the name, but so just what he's doing across the X books interests me. And that Magneto and Professor X would be so stupid to let him on the island is beyond me. But it's funny though because he does agree with them now. Like he feels like they're more or less in line with each other, so it makes sense by their own laws. He has to be there, but he's doing some crazy stuff, and
Yeah,
that's what I'm interested in. If it's happening in Excalibur, I'm going to read it there. If he leaves Excalibur, I'll probably stick around with it for a while, but pretty soon I'm gonna have to choose because that list of Dawn of X books coming out is getting big,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
and I'm
saying
not
with
buying
the
them all.
giant sizes, the Children of the Atom, the
Yeah,
X4.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
X
That's what I'm
Factor.
saying. Yeah, X Factor.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
What do
Yeah.
you guys? What were your guys' thoughts on Excalibur? Even though Trinity's already put on a review,
It's
you can review. Yeah.
yeah, I'm slacking. I need to do my issues from like 2 weeks ago review, and then I need to do these two. Um, I thought it was good. I still think I liked issue 5 better, but I did think there was cool stuff going on with when they bring him back in the first like pages, and Magneto kind of like knows that he screwed up, and he's like, well, I'm hoping that you'll realize that we're trying to do things differently. But I think I forget Magneto almost or not Magneto, Professor X. He's like, but he's like, I kind of should have seen this coming in a way, but I'm hoping you'll change. And I just thought it was really cool how he brought him back. And he's just that's the only thing that's keeping me in this story as well. Apocalypse. I probably would have dropped it a long time ago, but I've just been really intrigued to know what the hell he's doing, man. And I was wondering what the hell was going on when he was like operating on that chick at the end, Morgan Le Fay, as you said. But yeah, I don't know. I want to keep going with it, but I'm just, we're not getting that much
Chillmonger.
apocalypse, so it's like, it's just killing me.
Ch- Chillmonger
Yeah.
says it's because Moira wants him trusted, which might be true.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the powers,
Oh yeah,
one of the
she,
lives, she followed him, and it didn't work out. So she, I mean, Moira's been almost MIA since Hoxpox. I think she had that
yeah,
small appearance in one of the X-Men books,
Yeah.
but that could be true too. I don't know what Moira's probably the biggest schemer of them all right now because she knows. And she's not even been in there. We're just getting a bunch of old ladies with Ghostbuster guns and whatnot.
Yeah.
what,
I think he's definitely up to something, man. Like, cause like we seen in like one of the issues where he's sitting there. I think was that in issue 1 of Excalibur where he's sitting there messing with experimenting with the Krakoan gates and all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and that's when he needed the crystals, and I don't know. I kind of feel like he's up to no good. Like I feel the same way about. I mean, obviously Sebastian Shaw, which we'll get into in just a minute. Obviously, he's up to no good as well. But then
Yeah.
I also feel the same way about Sinister. I kind of feel
oh
like
He's
yeah,
been sitting
Sinister's
on
up to
his
something
chair a
too.
lot.
dude, he's been like
Well,
just creeping
Yeah.
in his
you
little
think
office.
Sinister would be? You think Sinister would be the guy playing with the Y gene? I mean, all
Yeah.
his history of like genetic manipulation and
Right.
stuff. I mean, maybe he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is Magneto or Professor X really starts it in good though with that first page. I was bummed because you get Marauders one page, one spreadsheet page. Dude, Excalibur.
Yeah. It must have come out the
You
week
get
before.
2 in a row, 4 pages. It's like, are you joking? But that first page was good when he's like, I admit to being disappointed in you using your mastery over death for your own ends. I don't know what I expected, but I'm hoping that you are still with us. I'm trusting you. You are a part of this. You are my brother. Your name is A, and you are mutant. Oh, that was pretty cool though. But yeah,
Yeah. I think.
are we getting on the we're getting on the Marauders though now? That was just I couldn't believe because I remember you were going nuts. You're like, yes, yes, like we only got 1 page in Marauders, and then I'm like, thinking, okay, are we gonna get that in Excalibur? And I'm like opening, I'm like, you're joking me, you son of a bitch, Marvel, you son of a
Well,
bitch.
You son of a bitch, Marvel. To be fair though, it is still 20 pages of art and writing. So
Well,
Yeah.
they just
those
like,
white pages are extra.
Yeah.
So
oh,
meaning if they weren't there, you'd still have the same story.
I thought this shit was badass with the Excalibur sword, I believe. I think that's what it was called. I could be wrong. But I thought that was so
Yeah.
cool. And he's like
There's not
crying
a lot
like,
of
oh,
British
no,
people.
I don't want it. It's like, you
There's
better
only a
take
handful of British people in this too, by the way, if you guys noticed.
Yeah.
only,
Like the Braddocks and like
yeah,
everyone else is just regular X-Men. It just says Excalibur on it. This could just as easily say like X something else.
seriously.
So
Yeah.
I couldn't think of
X,
a funny joke
X
there.
Magic.
I'm not always on this.
They should, I think they should use the old school logo too with the sword.
And
I don't
Yeah.
know why they didn't.
The
That
only
look,
thing I despise about Dawn of X are all the logos. They all look stupid to me. I
yeah.
hate this font. I hate the
I
Wolverine
agree.
font.
They're
I hate the
all.
Marauder font.
The only thing I like about the Marauders is the skull in the middle.
Yeah, but the skull looks like it would be something on like a Hot Topic in 2004.
Or it looks like what they painted on Pyro's face.
yeah.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, and Pyro looks like something that would be in Hot Topic in 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Um,
enjoyed most of the series, and like the Excalibur one. Like I like the story that's going on. It's just the writing. I don't know what it is. There's something about the writing going on there. Like maybe it's like the characters and the way they're talking. I don't know. They just seem a little off to me. And then the one thing I wanted to bring up is I'm sure uh, Gambit's pretty happy that Rogue returned to her regular form and doesn't look like Apocalypse anymore by the time they were getting ready to get their groove on in the
Yeah,
hot
that
tub.
was something, man.
Cause
I like
oh, did
that.
they explain that? Did they explain that?
huh?
I don't think
Did
they
they
did.
explain that?
As far as what?
How she got back
As
to her
far as
normal
how
form.
because dude, she
Yeah,
killed him. So that means
yeah. She took a lot of
listen,
life force
if
out of
you're
him.
going what she did to if you're going to what she did to Ms. Marvel back in the day, she didn't kill her. She held on to her for as long to take all her powers, and then she became. That's how she got her super strength and her flight. If you held Apocalypse, we should look into that because if you held Apocalypse until you killed him, that means that she should look like that forever and have all of his powers indefinitely.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not for sure.
Yeah, so I
All I
wouldn't
know is, I
forget.
mean, can you imagine being Gambit sitting there getting ready to get get it on in the hot tub, and all of a sudden you're sitting like, oh man, this is just wrong. I feel like this is
It's,
apocalypse.
I feel like I'm fucking Violent J.
Yeah, I don't. It looks like that they basically just she was blue when when the Braddocks had their little fight when they had their little face off. Um, and then you just cut
Yeah,
to her in Krakoa and she's normal again. They don't say nothing
yeah.
unless they
maybe
say it in.
maybe she committed suicide, and they brought her back as the
Maybe.
anyway. Should we jump to
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Marauders?
and plus, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that they're in love and everything like that. It's all good. And then I guess some of the writing in this book is just kind of what doesn't do it for me too. Like that conversation that they're having there. Towards the
That comment
towards the end
about
of
the
the book when
babies.
they're talking about wanting to have the kids and all that stuff, and even like in the last issue where she was talking about like oh man, all my life you've been telling me what to do and blah, blah. I'm just kind of oh god, come on,
Yeah,
like we
I'm not.
get it, we get
But
it.
it intrigued me though how she was saying like in her dream she was strapped to a table. Professor that was there and Forge and the five were there and they were poking at her. They were
Yeah,
experimenting on her to see if she could have a baby. Talking about how we all had to have babies now, but if I did it, it'd kill me or the baby both. So that the little line where it intrigued me where they all have to have babies, like they're trying to grow a community, like what I'm saying, keep growing.
yeah, yeah.
I
So would
thought
This
she
that
just
was interesting.
absorb the fetus?
Just that
Would
little
she just
piece.
absorb the fetus?
Probably, man, because she said that it would kill me or the baby or both.
yeah.
Or if the baby had her powers? Anyway, let's want to
Mhm.
jump to Marauders now?
Yeah. Let's talk about Marauders because that one, man. I'm telling you, reading this issue, it got me excited, man. Like I was pumped
Yeah.
when I read this issue.
I know.
because it confirms so much that I've been talking
Yep.
about myself. Like the fact that
Both of us, bro. Woo.
like I've been so excited just to see that I knew that Sebastian Shaw was up to no good, that he wanted that third seat
Yeah.
on the Quiet Council of Krakoa, and then to see that I was right, that he didn't just want one seat, he wanted both them damn things, he
I
wanted
knew
all
it.
three of them.
Oh, I
and
thought he wanted the two, but I knew it. I knew it. We were both like,
and
he's
he
up to something,
freaking
bro.
he
He's up to
he
it.
laid it all out this time.
Yup.
Yeah, I mean, we knew he wanted the one seat for a while because he's getting his son ready
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
But Emma Frost is smarter than that because Emma chose him, right? If you guys remember,
right.
Emma chose
Yeah.
him.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So she's scheming too. Like she's a schemer that nominated a schemer who's been an enemy in the
Exactly.
past.
Yeah,
And she
Yeah,
knows how he is.
yeah. And
yeah.
that's the weird thing too, is like, how does nobody know what he's been up to, let alone Apocalypse or even a Sinister, when we've got people there that can read other people's minds?
They could.
I don't know
I
how
mean,
he's.
they could. Some of them could know.
Yeah, and that's
You
what
know,
kind of
here.
makes me wonder, like, what's going on here? There's got to be something more to that. But somebody else in my comment section one day was saying that but Sebastian Shaw is actually used to working with telepaths, so he may have a way to maybe sidestep that.
He looks so fucking
Um,
goofy, man.
yeah, he does. I think he probably does. I mean, he's one of the smarter characters as far as like cunning in X Men. So he probably does. What I do got to give them credit for is, after I said that in Excalibur and X Force and whatnot about, about the way they have to write because death's off the table. For the one star in X Men comics where it's not off the table, which we're not sure about, is Kitty Pryde. And so whatever they just did to her at the end of this issue, I'm very interested in seeing what's going on there. Did it show her like take her last breath in there?
I
So I mean that who knows? It's comic books, right? So she looks like
Yeah.
she's not doing very well there.
yeah,
Um,
Not at all.
she looks like she's not doing very well there. But that's one
Her
where okay,
her
they
eyes,
sort of did a cool thing where you can't be sure necessarily, what's going on there. I mean, obviously she's not dead. I mean, we've all
yeah,
read
her
comic books
eyes
in our life,
roll in the
but
back of her head though, and she like it looked like she was choking on water maybe, but her eyes roll in the back of her head for the last page.
yeah,
But you thought Gambit died in Excalibur, right? But I knew that wasn't gonna happen. But this one looks a little more severe. I'm praying that maybe Emma Frost or something comes because I've really grown to like her.
yeah.
I'm sure God's gonna put that prayer right up in front, Dylan.
I'm praying to you, Professor X.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
altogether, I mean, I've really enjoyed Marauder, and
But
it was nice
this
seeing
is
this
funny,
issue,
yeah.
man, when it came out, and Sebastian Shaw, like I said, he just come out and I, and I knew he was up to no good, especially in the last issue when he told him, like, go ahead, go on and sail and take care of that, and then he walks through a Krakoan gate right into Madripoor. you know,
yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, well, I figured he was up to no good anyway, but like something's like the shit's getting ready to hit the fan because he's headed to Madripoor, right where they're headed to, but he's headed there like right now.
And he's
Yeah.
right. I think those were the Russian suits that he's in right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. So Marauder's been interesting because it's everyone keeps calling it a pirate book, but I think it's a pirate book for sure. But I think it's been more of this like corporate espionage book. I feel like
yeah,
I'm reading a what his name slips my mind, but what's his name that wrote Moneyball? He also writes a lot about like corporate stuff. So I feel like I'm reading that kind of thing now, where like everyone's pulling strings and trying to figure stuff out. I mean, here's the thing. I trust Jerry Duggan. I think he's a good writer, and he's putting multiple cunning people in there, and then we already know there's something going on with Kitty Pryde too, which to me is a mystery. I have no idea what it is, but two Omega level mutants are like basically there with her at all times, Storm and Iceman. Um, so there's something that they're protecting there. And then obviously, even when we find out what Emma Frost is doing, and what's his name's doing, they're just going to be doing something else, or they're going to be gone for a while. Like they're just in high scheme mode in a different way than Apocalypse is, So I really enjoyed that too, and I really enjoyed the balance in this book. Um, and this is coming from a guy that really just enjoys all the books, to be honest. Believe it or not, Excalibur is probably my least favorite. That one or
Yeah.
Fallen Angels, but I still love them both.
Yeah.
Um, but Marauders just had a really good balance with the pirate stuff and the action and the corporate espionage. Pyro, obviously I think Pyro is a little corny, but I think he's there on purpose to be corny. I think he's like the waste character or the comic relief. And I'm enthralled, just like Dylan said, I'm enthralled with Kitty Pryde or Catherine Pryde, and what her sort of connection is to all this. Because why would Emma want her to be on the council anyway? Like,
Right.
I understand I understand how important she is. If you only watch X-Men, I heard someone else say this, but it's true. If you only watch X-Men through the cartoon and the movies, the Catherine Pryde has been a lot more important in the comics. Like in the cartoon, she was like the Jubilee character, the young character coming in, and in the movies, she's been more of the Rogue character, the way Rogue was portrayed in the movies. But in the comics, that was her. She's been the young character. So seeing her be a grown up and changing to Catherine, it's hard to say it, but Jerry Duggan's done good. We're like advancing her age now, making her more mature, and her connection to all this is a mystery to me. Like I only have ideas. I don't know what they are. I'd probably just go flip over to the chat, and Chillmonger could go, "It's Moira," and I'll be like, "It probably is Moira. Everything's Moira right now, right?" But so who knows in general? But I'm at least enthralled enough, like okay, I got to keep reading this to find out what's going on with Catherine.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what was it? We got some people here making some interesting comments here in the comments. Like JJW says, so Krakoan vines neutralizes Kate's power, which is
That's true.
Which is a very good point. And I was sitting here thinking like, man, I need to look up in this book and be like, did he shoot her with something too? Because I don't think he did. But that's a good point. Why can't she just phase through those trees and, float to the surface?
Well, she might go to the other side, right? I was thinking that too because she bumped into it. Are you guys talking about the gate?
It was whatever planet was there that he had, that Sebastian Shaw had, that the vine started wrapping her up, and she started falling into the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. She literally was just phasing through, like a few panels before that. She was literally phasing through
boats
through the boat and stuff. Yeah.
And then the drag Lockheed or whatever.
And
what was that? At first I was confused by that. I thought that was like the baby, like Jubilee's baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it though? Lockheed, that purple dragon, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, as in saying, that's what Chillmonger says too, is Lockheed could have freed himself. And I would guess so. I mean, come on, they're really only nets, but then again, I guess I've never been trapped in a net.
Fish net. He's in a fish net. He's a dragon.
Yeah.
But he's a baby dragon.
Maybe he's the one that saves her.
Yeah, it easily could be.
But no matter what, somebody's gonna be having to give her CPR or mouth to mouth, because she does, like, them eyes rolled in the back of her head.
Yeah. Chillmonger says Sebastian Shaw needs that saber tooth treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be getting that saber tooth treatment.
You're gonna be living with saber tooth after I get you. Or she said, I thought she's like, you will beg for my blade. Yeah. I thought she mentioned, though, she said she's gonna kill him, but I swear, I thought I heard maybe that's something else. I thought they said something like
Sabretooth's coming out in Wolverine, right? So he's gonna be freed soon. I thought I read. I mean, I try not to read solicits, but I think I read that. I also saw Omega Red, so that's awesome too. But I'm getting all this stuff spoiled for Wolverine. Omega Red's one of my favorite characters ever.
Yeah, I heard 2 stories in that first.
In Children of the Atom, that's who I'd have whooped your guys' ass with in 1996. Would have been Omega Red. I think it was called Children of the Atom, that game. That new comic's throwing me off, but
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like they've got a ton of titles getting ready to come out, man. Even more. It's like you need to stop some of them, and apparently, I guess Fallen Angels is coming to an end, but
Yeah.
which is kind of bittersweet. Like it's kind of a good thing and it's kind of a bad thing too, because like I like the story going on. Just really, what the worst for me about it, part for me about that one is just the art. Just and it's not even
Gramsci.
all the art. You know, when we were talking about that the other, it's not even all the art. It's just some of the art. Like, cause like the scenes where we get Sinister and everything and Fallen Angels, those are freaking great panels.
Yeah. Some of them are just absolutely so dark.
Yeah.
The Sinister planet panels are definitely the best.
Yeah, Sinister's great. Those in there. Yeah, I think it's for me. It's just the design of Psylocke in there. And then I've heard Brian Hill say that it was a break on Twitter, and then I've heard that it was done. And they may revisit that whole deal later, the APOP stuff. Who knows? But I think that's an okay topic because I think I have a little bit different spin on it, especially what Hickman said. What you just said is there too many X titles um, recently? And I've heard a lot of people talking about it. And obviously, if the idea is to buy you, before I go on with this, Trinity, we actually got a comment on Facebook. So let's try to grow your Facebook bill. Looks like Neon Pinheiro. I don't know if that's your friend or he's just jumping on. Second Stream Marvel, what's up?
Looks like he's just jumping on. I can't. Man, I don't have everything set up here where I can read that. Let's see. Let's see here. What we got?
So I'll read it. I'm looking at him. I'll read him and
Oh,
come
okay.
up. But yeah, that's awesome. For if I hope I'm pronouncing Dion's name right. But I know Trinity's trying to grow the live streams on Facebook. So tell your friends, or tell them to go onto Facebook. Or but anyway, on as far as too many books, Hickman had like a two or three tweet like little thing where he goes, "Hey, we are gonna have crossovers, and you can pick and choose there. You do not have to buy all these books to follow the story," which I think we're realizing this now,
Yeah.
and that the intention was never to make everyone buy every book. Is that we want to make enough books with this very popular group of characters that you can find a book you like for sure in it, right? And I think that's what people are doing. Most people have their two or three.
Yeah.
And if you're buying two or three X books, that means one, it worked, that X-Men do matter again, and number two, you found three books. Like you found three new books that you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm an idiot. I'm still buying them all, even though the creator told me not to. But from that point of view, though, then there are just enough books.
Well, it's confusing when Xbox you had to buy the whole thing or wouldn't understand it. So it's like, most people knowing Hickman, they're like, you got to get everything or you don't know what the hell's going on. But
yeah. Hoxpox was different. And give him credit, and Hoxpox, you did have to buy both series, and they were really just one series. But give him a little credit. There wasn't one tie-in. There wasn't one.
Right.
But you
know what I
definitely
mean?
needed
Like,
to buy both of them.
Yeah, as I said, I really have been enjoying that. And I think going into it, I knew I was only going to be getting like the first issue of each one of them, and then kind of deciding from there which ones I wanted to keep up with. And then so I've pretty much just been keeping up with X-Men, Marauders, and X-Force. And yeah, I've been reviewing the rest of them, and they've been pretty decent. But I do think that it's not important to read all of them, and that's kind of why I wanted to kind of read all of them to see like, okay, which ones are good and worth reading and that you have to read, and which ones kind of do you not really have to as much. And I think really so far the more important ones have been probably X-Force and Marauders for the most part. I think X-Men is going to eventually, but it's not doing anything important yet.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, two and four.
Issue 4 was the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and issue 2 had the islands. People forget the issue. True. People think of issue 1 as issue 2, but issue 2 had the islands getting it on, which has not been mentioned at all since. But or mentioned very little. So yeah, I mean, X-Men hasn't yet. It feels like, I don't know what Hickman's doing, because to be honest, the other book he's writing, New Mutants, doesn't feel like it has anything to do with anything either, except to set up some Shi'ar stuff. But
because I told you I liked the stuff, I like the Ed Brisson issues better. I still like the Hickman three. He did 3 issues, I think. I still liked him, but I liked Ed Brisson's issues better. His arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt like
But
side story to me.
I think I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna give Fallen. I'm gonna just finish the last issue of Fallen Angels, and I honestly almost wanted to not even buy that last issue, but I got it probably just for the story arc. Um, and I probably will. I probably will end up dropping Excalibur and just get my notes from you, Chris, because
Yeah,
I want to put. I want to get more indies, man. I gotta. It gets to be a lot.
Yeah, and
it
kind of
does.
like Chillmonger here says, X-Men is world building, and I actually agree with that. That's why I've been keeping
Oh,
keeping on
yeah.
reading it because it seems like it's the one that's probably going to have everything kind of tie into the larger story more than anything. So that's why I've been continuing to read it because it's been kind of it hasn't even really been off and on. It's just kind of it's laying low under the radar. You know what I mean? Um,
I mean, the X-Men is world building, and that's true. I mean, but I'll say two things about that. Number one, the old ladies, even though I liked the issue fine, I mean, that was almost only the Brisson story to me was more side story. But then, I mean, all of them are world building really right
right.
now. Like
Yeah.
X Force is actually, like building some of the seedier stuff. Even Excalibur is, I mean, literally other world building, and
Mm-hmm.
developing that. New Mutants is galaxy building,
Yeah.
um, so they're all sort of setting that stage to me at
I like.
least, but X-Men is only doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how they're doing that too. It's really cool. You haven't really seen that in a long time where they really, have all these different titles and they're, world building and you're getting to know all these characters that haven't really been around in a while or that haven't gotten their due diligence with their series because X-Men just kind of had the, couple little titles going like the X-Men Blue and Gold, which I never read. I jumped on with the Rosenberg run.
Yeah. And another thing
I gotta.
about this Marauders too is like I was talking about this in my review is the art, like this art style that they're using here. Like they've got Storm here and
It,
everything. I don't like the
yeah.
art as much in here. The Mateo Lolly art, where like she looks a little more
Is there a different
cartoony and
artist?
everything. Where like in the
Love
previous
the
issue, I think it
artwork.
was issue number 4 where she was on the cover. Like the art in that
Yeah.
book was fucking. It was great. I mean, she like
Who
Storm
was
looked
the
hot.
artist?
She looked well detailed
No,
and everything. And then
it's
here in this issue, it looks more cartoony.
it's the same artist, but they're different. Hold on, it's different colorists because it says Mateo Lally on issue 5, but it says
No, he said
on issue
4. He
five
said he liked
Lucas
Issue
4.
Werner.
4.
Oh, issue 4, my bad. Yeah, I have issue
I don't
five
have it.
here.
I don't have it
Yeah,
handy.
in my
Here's
box.
5. You know what, dude? Trinity, I'll agree with you on that. I sort of let it go sometimes just because so many people are cartoony. The only time I really complain
Yeah,
about it is
yeah,
for so the only time I really complain about it is when Conan is cartoony. That's when it really annoys me.
yeah. That
Like as much as
that
I
is
like the Serpent War
See,
storyline, I don't want Conan to look like
because
that.
right
serious.
here, like right here, like that art they got for her, like right there, like
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
that's awesome. You know what I mean? She looks great there, and then you hop to issue 6, and it just looks more. I don't know, just like more. I don't know, like not as highly detailed, just more like
Like you're gonna hate X-Men 5, bro.
cartoon-ish, I guess. Um,
Well, who's the artist on
Big
who's the artist on 4 again?
on
Storm,
4,
horrible, bro.
that's
The
just the
cover of
cover
X-Men
though.
5.
That's just who's on the cover as compared to doing the book.
Well, no, I'm just saying that you'd hate the cover because we were talking about that. But no, I haven't really been liking the artwork in X-Men either. It's Lionel Francis Yu.
Yeah,
Oh no,
Lucas
he did the
Lucas
no,
Wernick.
no.
Lucas,
He did. It looks like what artist is RB Silva. Cover artist is Lionel Francis Yu. That's why I don't like it.
uh,
That's why.
Yeah, who's the artist in number 4, Trinity?
Lucas Wernick.
Oh,
Um,
Yeah,
I didn't
he did
I have to
issue
look him
4.
up.
yeah,
He did issue 4 as well.
yeah. Yeah, he did good. I think he did good on the art in issue 4, Lucas Wernick. But then yeah, Mateo Lolly's art. I don't know. It just like I said, it just looks a little more cartoony for me. I don't like that one as much as the Lucas Wernick working
man.
issue 4, and I think issue
I
5
find
had a
I find
different
that a
guy.
lot with I find that a lot, Trinity, with cartoony art. It's just how I feel about it. Like I'm like sometimes I look at it, I'm like, this is cool. It's like, but is it always for this book? You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
just tend towards darker, grittier stuff, I guess. You
Yeah.
know? Like could you imagine like Punisher drawn like that or something?
Yeah.
You know where Kudranski did great was he did great in Punisher.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Agreed.
yeah, and you're like and sometimes I'm reading it and I'm like it I've come to adjust myself to it because I mean, just so many people are drawing digitally now, and that's not an excuse. You still draw in a different way, that sort of like X4 style art or
Yeah.
something not as cartoony. Um, but yeah, I found myself being like, okay, so in my head that's a check mark back, but really I'm a reader, right? So are they telling the story well? I think you read Necromancer's Map. I think we had the same
Hmm.
issue with that. Like the art is okay.
Yeah.
That art fits a little bit better though in Necromancer's Map than it does to Marauders
Right.
to me. But I still would rather have it look less like a Saturday morning cartoon in
Right.
general as my taste.
Just a Rican in his comic sends in a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Rod. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're having a
Hey,
Oh,
good
nice.
day.
Rod.
Let's see. Chillmonger says
Next week is gonna
Excalibur.
be a good
Excalibur is
week
building
in
a world
comics, bro.
that writers will ignore for the next 10 years.
I, I mean, I don't know that that's true necessarily because I mean, the other world keeps changing anyway,
Yeah.
and they didn't forget about it. There's an argument that all of this will be that Hickman in general is building a world where writers will not pay attention to it in the next 10 years after the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So are they? I mean, there's a good chance this all gets unwound. Like it doesn't stay this popular that it wanes off. That right now it's really popular. It's done well because it's Hickman and stuff. But I mean, do you see this being the status quo in 6 years? Do you see? I don't think Krakoa is going anywhere. I think it'll always be around. But
Yeah.
6 years from now, are is X Men going to look like this? Are they going to have these attitudes? Are they going to be a country? Or are they going to be back in the X Mansion?
Right.
What do you guys think? 5 to 10 years.
Um, they'll probably end up going back to the classic X Men back. You know what I mean? Because it seems like they, not totally, but they kind of reboot this stuff like often enough when it comes to some of those kinds of things. And I don't know, maybe it's just all set up as something that's supposed to be just temporary in the first place too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get Hickman's, what he wants to spit out at least. And I think that it's going to change everything forever because the things that he was trying to do, he said here are the four big moments before he came around. Was Claire, if I remember these correctly, hopefully someone in the chat can correct me. Was Claremont's run, Age of Apocalypse, the new X Men, which is Grant Morrison's, and I guess he said he would be the fourth like epoch or whatever, right? Or maybe Giant Size is one of them. He'll be the fifth. I can't remember exactly, but I think that this is a crazy enough change that we'll forever feel the echoes because we
Yeah.
definitely feel Grant Morrison's run. All these characters that if you don't read X Men that much over the last 20 years, which I haven't, on and off, all these characters that keep popping up where you're like, who the fuck is that? And everyone does it. There's no one, the biggest X Men fan. There's still characters that they don't know very well, especially like old Excalibur characters and stuff, right? A
Yeah.
lot of those are Grant Morrison characters. Age of Apocalypse is still felt, especially in the darker stuff and a lot of like the world, the different like realities and all that. So I think we'll still feel the echoes of this forever. I think it's changed X Men in a certain way. But I mean,
Definitely.
as far as Professor X looking like, being a little wacky and Magneto and Professor X being buddy for the rest, forever, I don't know about that. I think Krakoa will always be there, though.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no doubt. I
Definitely.
agree.
Yeah. So,
But anyway, guys, it looks like it's about 3:30 right now. Gotta get ready. Gonna go ahead and get ready to end the stream here. Got another show I'm gonna be doing here in about a half hour over on General Zod's channel. So gotta
nice.
get off and get some food in my belly after I went for a nice bike ride this morning. So go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you and what you got planned coming up, Chris.
You guys find me at Casting Comics. I review stuff mostly. Talk about comics like always. Same thing I said last week. So I'll probably do just another lightning round video because I'm short on time. So I prefer to like spend the 4 to 8 minutes talking about a single comic, and then if people want to talk about that comic with me, they can or can't. But I'll do a lightning round, so that'll be more like a 10 or 15 minute video, and talk about the stack of comics I read, some of the stuff that we didn't get to talk about here today. Um, including Dungeons and Dragons book, more about Folk Lords, Triage, no one talked about, which I enjoyed, multiverse stuff. So that's what I'll be doing, and then the normal hauls and things like that, and jumping on streams. Not as much as Dylan though. Dylan's the stream seed spreader.
Right. All right. What about you, Dylan? Where can people find you and what you got coming up?
Man, you could find me on all social media outlets under Dylan's Comic Book Rants. And you can find me later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be doing a live stream again this Saturday. I've been doing the last couple weeks. I did one with Rockin' Robbie Billups, and maybe I'll have Bueller stop in there. I was going to have a special guest, but he had some things come up, so we'll get him in there next time. But yeah, man, I usually try to drop at least one video a day. If not, you'll find me uh, on one of the homies live streams. I'm always hanging out. If not in a live stream, I'm in the chat. So just come holler at your boy, man.
All right, man. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all so much for coming in and hanging out today. Next week I'll get the show back on track a little bit because I hear you got some complaints here in the chats here because I'm running things a little bit differently, but we're gonna switch that up. We're gonna get it right for you guys next week. Like I said, I was just kind of experimenting with stuff and didn't experiment enough before, and not like I experimented with stuff back in the '90s, but a little bit different than that. But anyway, you all have a very good day. If there's any comic books you guys want us to talk about, reach out to Chris, reach out to Dylan, reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you guys would like us to cover next week, or even other books that you might like us to review, or anything that you think that we might enjoy. Go ahead and feel free to let any of us know. But that's going to do it for today, folks. Thank you all so much for being here. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you all in the next video. Later.
Later.